right in this little garage.
I've almost finished reading it. I feel like I haven't done a reading challenge in a while, so all that is about to change. For the next 7 days, I will be reading one thriller book a day. Now, the goal is to be terrified. The goal is to be so scared. My grandma's birthday. This is the first book that I will be reading. It's called False Witness. Let me read you the back. That's the alarm thing. Lee and her sister Callie are not bad people, but one night more than 2 decades ago, they did something terrible, and the result was a childhood tarnished by secrets, broken by betrayal, devastated by violence. Lee becomes a lawyer, then just takes a client, and the client knows what happened. Just because you didn't see the witness doesn't mean he wasn't there. Do you know what's really ruined this book? The fact that COVID is mentioned literally 100 million times. I use books as an escape to the fact that all I'm being reminded of is Zoom calls and masks and hand washing and vaccinations and stuff. Like, it's annoying. Maybe in 100 years if I read this book I'd be like, oh wow, that's so interesting. Like right now I hate it. And it's really taken away because I'm enjoying it, and then it'll be like, due to the COVID pandemic, and I'm just like, so read this book if you want to be living in the current. There's also like really triggering subject matter regarding children and non-consensual stuff. So I will be getting it done though. I've got that much left for tonight.
Loving you was easy.
77 Shadow Street. Basically, this is like a haunted house, and anyone who lives in there, they either commit suicide, commit mass murders, or have episodes of madness. Which, let's be real, who doesn't have episodes of madness? I'm kidding. Inexplicable shadows, impossible images, phantom voice, nightmare visions become real. That is the house. Yeah, I'd live there. This place is haunted. Do you want to know why? It's because it's built on Indian burial ground. Come on, I thought that we had learned from this. Apparently not. I thought that the entire concept sounded so interesting, and I was so super excited to read this book. My expectations were not met. Some parts were okay. They were fairly interesting, but I would say that it failed to reach its promised heights. I would suggest this book to middle-aged bordering on elderly men. I feel like the middle-aged bordering on elderly men would like this book. But considering I'm not in that demographic, do I like it? No. Do I recommend it? Yes, if you are a middle-aged bordering on elderly man. All right, we'll see you tomorrow for day 3. Words of the day for this book include fungus and exterminate. Today I have nothing planned except to lay in my bed and read. I don't know why my face is so puffy. No, I'm actually serious. Why did my face look so puffy in that? I slept disastrously. It's like I've had an allergic reaction to something. I feel like maybe I need to do some dream work, but I just am so exhausted. Oh well, I'm laying in my bed all day, so I should recover. It's a Friday. I'm going to read Gone Girl. How have I not read it? It was $20. Why are books so expensive? No regrets though, because you can use this a lot, and I'm a massive fan of rereading books. Why are my eyes puffy? I literally also just woke up, which is why there is still crust on my nose piercing because I've not washed it. What's happened to my lips? Why did I look all bruised? This is the back if you want to see what it's about. I had to read out my short story in class yesterday. It was actually really exciting. I wrote about a girl who has a cocaine addiction, but I never like really explicitly said so. I just used sort of like a recurring snow angel theme. Why do my lips look like that? What's happened to them? I'm going to read it now. I will update if there's anything interesting. I literally don't know what's wrong with me. I am finding every single book that I try to read so boring lately. There are some parts that are exciting, but it's not the entire book, and I don't know why. Already, I'm on page 6 and I want to give up, but I'm not, because of this challenge, and I will not back down from a challenge because we are not quitters. We are perseverers. After this book, I will still have 4 books to read for this challenge. I got this really beautiful book on the weekend. Look how beautiful this book is. Ow. Ow. It is so insanely beautiful. And I kind of just want to read every single book in this. And only reading Jane Austen for a week because there's like 7 novels in there. And I'm a massive fan of reading a book a day. Do I have a life? No. And then I also got Moby Dick by Herman Melville. Moby what? Purely for that one scene in Matilda.
This is trash you're reading.
It's not trash, Daddy. It's love. It's called Moby Dick by Herman Melville.
Moby what?
And I started reading it, and then it was so good. And then I had to stop because I'm like, no, you're doing a thriller challenge to get through these books that have been sitting on your shelf for, dare I say, years. But I will get this done. I will get this done. It's currently 9:11. I read insanely fast, and I'm at the point now where I can comprehend things really fast. I want to get it done. I set out all my books for like to be a reading challenge. Ignore like the stuff behind it. Those are my childhood books. We're not going to talk about them. These are all reading challenges that I have up and coming. My 2 favorite songs at the moment are Satellite and Two Ghosts by Harry Styles, obviously. I'm literally stalling. I've literally only read 2 pages since we last talked. I'm getting it done. It had gotten to the point where it seemed like nothing matters because I'm not a real person and neither is anyone else. I would have done anything to feel real again. White Flag, I absolutely adore that song. I have that much left to read. I think I'm going to get breakfast. As you can see, this is literally the most breakfast of food that you can get. These are leftovers from like last night. I feel like if I was 16, I would literally love that book because when I was 16, I honestly I loved that kind of thriller. I, watched at least 4 thriller movies every single week, 2 on Friday night and then 2 on Saturday night. No matter what, I sort of left that stage of my life. I don't know. I'm a big fan of eating food, not at their like proper times, cereals and stuff at dinner, and I like eating leftovers for breakfast because typically the only breakfast that I like is an Up and Go Energizer because I have that literally every single day, my entire life. I also do not trust anyone who drinks out of it like that. Like, what on earth is that? You need to put it down so it looks like that. I keep having dreams. It's like the same dreams. It's still happening months later and I don't know what's happening or literally how to stop it because I feel like I've done everything I possibly can. And now I just feel so stupid. Literally thought that I moved on. And the dreams are the exact same. I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm gonna keep eating my breakfast dinner food. Read more of this book. Yes, I do fold the pages. And I do crack the spines when it gets to the point because I used to be super obsessed. Like when I was younger, I didn't care. Like I literally read all my books like that. I did fold the pages, I did all that. And then I went through a stage of not reading and I wanted all my books in like pristine condition. And so I would literally read the books like this. And no, like I like when books look like they've been read. I like when they're a little bit ratty. I like, not too much ratty though, I like when you look at a book and you can tell that someone has read it and it's not just there for decorative purposes. I like that. If you're about to do something and you want to know if it's a bad idea, imagine seeing it printed in the paper for all the world to see. That's some good advice right there. Okay, I am up to part 2. Boy meets girl. And it's 11 o'clock. I'm powering through this. She's framed her husband for her murder. I mean, he did cheat on her. I didn't care about her. So, I don't like anyone. I've almost finished reading it. Almost. Okay, I've finally finished cleaning the book. I finally finished reading the book. I mean, it was a book. Everything that I read, I hate. I'm probably not going to reread it for another couple of years. But it's done now. I'm going to have a nap. This is the book that I'm going to read for day 4. It's about another haunted house. This better be good. This better be good. I just read the first chapter. It seems to be good so far. I'm not bored yet. I'm currently halfway through this book and so far it's definitely going well. This is the first book of this entire challenge where I haven't had to force myself to read it. Like I'm actually enjoying it. I'm finding myself not just reading for the sake of getting it over and done with. Like I'm actually enjoying this. And I don't know if that's just because all the ones I've read have been so terribly bad that this one is good. I should get it done soon because like I really like it. I also like the way how it's formatted. Let me show you. By the way, that's glitter from a dress that I Well, okay, so look at this, like the paragraph. See how there's a few lines and then a break? It's not just slabs and slabs and slabs of text, because I don't like that. I'm actually liking this book so much that I think that I might actually look into other books that this author writes, because this has been one of the best thrillers that I've read in a long time, because I swear every single thing that I was just reading was boring or just stupid, or the writing was so bad. But this has surpassed all of those books. That's a mental note for myself to look in to more of her works. It's currently 8:30. I just finished this book and I'm very pleased to say that I really like this book. As of this point in March 2023, Saturday the 11th of March, I love this book. It is very good. If I rated the stars, I would give it 4 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed it. There's themes of greed, justice, revenge. I didn't know, but then when I got to the ending, then I was like, oh, yes, I do like this book. So I'm actually pleased and very relieved to say and to be able to recommend something. But yes, I would actually recommend this book. It's called Gallows Hill by Darcy Coates. I would recommend this book. It is hands down the best book I've read so far in this March thing, like as of March. Probably this is the best book that I have read all year. Actual book, not like autobiography or thing like that. No, this is the best fiction novel that I have read so far this year. I really enjoyed this book. I also think it's added by the fact that I have read so many bad books, but I'm so relieved. But now I'm sad because, like, obviously it's over, and literally how many books have I read? What is this, like day 4? Like the last 3 books I read was so bad. I got 3 more to go after this. Okay, these are the books that I'm gonna read next because I can just tell you. And I figured if you're watching this far along, you don't really care about extra talking. But the 3 books that I'm going to be reading next, we have Family Upstairs by Lisa Jewell, have The Crooked Staircase by Mr. Dean. We had his other book, like this, Shadow Street. Then we also have Home Before Dark by Riley Sager. What I remember about that book was that it took me a long time to get here, and I've seen a lot of people talking about how good she is as a writer, but I tried reading it and I didn't like it that much. But no, I'm really happy with this book. I really like this. So yes, I would definitely recommend this book here. I think we have a little bit of a theme here. You know, daughter is not at the home and then she comes back to the home many years later when she's an adult when her parents die. So I'm excited to read this because I really enjoyed that book last night. I kind of want to read it again, but I'm not going to. Like, if I didn't have to do this challenge, I would have 1000% read it again. But we have a challenge, so hopefully this doesn't disappoint. When I did school, it was exam season and I just bought literally so many books. I bought so many books and this was the last book to arrive, so hopefully it's worth it. It's got a pretty cover. Oh, I like the font. I like the page gaps as well. You can read the back if you want. Sadly, no, this book is not going the way that I had hoped. Whatever, I'm still gonna read it. I found out that this Riley person is actually not a girl. He's a boy. I don't know why I thought that he was a girl, but anyway. That really explains why I don't really like the writing that much. I don't really like that many male authors. But I think that he is a Stephen King fan. Because he just mentioned Cujo, and before he mentioned, like, they literally was a pet cemetery. Like, where the animals, which, you know. So, I have this much left to go. Honestly, like, I'm not liking it. I'm just reading to get it done. I'm reading to get it done for the challenge, for the sake of the challenge, because, like, it's just not for me. So I will 1000% not be looking at any of his other books because I just don't like it. I don't like it. This whole entire time I'm just like, I just wish I was reading that other book that I read yesterday. The Gallows Hill, like, I wish I was reading that one because that one was good. This one, I shouldn't have had high hopes. However, I do like in books and movies when there's one character who's like, ghosts aren't real, and then they get the absolute jabibas scared out of them because they see ghosts. Like, that's one of my favorite things because it's like, ghosts are actually real, okay? And I don't care if that makes me sound crazy because they are. I know that they are, and I'm not crazy, okay? Ghosts and stuff, they are real. They are. Okay, well, I finished this. I'm glad it's over. Disappointed. I'm just disappointed. That's all I have to say. I will see you tomorrow for tomorrow's book. How many books do I have left to read? How many books do I have left to read? I have 2 more books to read, and then this challenge of reading a book a day is going to be over. I gotcha! This is the book that I will be reading today. It is called The Family Upstairs. I've already tried to start reading this like years ago. Didn't work out. It was boring. It was like dual point of view, but I'm just gonna get it over and done with. That's the back if you wanted to read it. I only paid $15 for this, which is good considering so many books are so expensive. However, today I did get a few books. I went to like a local bookstore. I went to a local bookstore and I got 4 things. Let me show you. The Phantom of the Opera. This book as well, like, I really like this cover. You could pick a white cover or a red. And then the next 2 books I got, I really like. They're so pretty. I got this Beauty and the Beast book. It's so pretty. And then I got the complete works of Shakespeare. But look at the font. The font is bolded, which I love. So, look, I've got a little thing going on here. It kind of looks whatever, but I like it. Why are these words so big? Look how big these words are. That's literally crazy. This book will get under my skin, hopefully. What? Excuse me? Play white flag. This was literally one of the most boring books that I've ever read in the history of the world, and I'm so relieved that it's over. And is there a second one? Yes. Will I be getting it? No. No, this was a terrible book. This was so bad. It was so bad. Don't read it. Don't read it. You won't like it. It's terrible. This is a terrible book. Disappointed. It has been raining all day, you can tell because of my hair, but I'm so glad that I'm at the final end of the challenge. This is the last book that I need to read. I don't know. I tried to read this before, so didn't work out last time. Let's hope it can pick up this time. We'll see how it goes. You guys, I can't do this. I can't do this anymore. You know how I always say we're not quitters, that we need to persevere? Well, right now we're gonna need a little break from that because I can't. I just need to lay down and sleep for a very, very, very long time. What, it's like 5:30? Bedtime. I'm gonna wrap up now, even though I haven't actually read it. But I will say that Gallows Hill is the best book of the challenge, and the rest of them, no. I mean, you can read them if you want to, but like, they're not that great. See you in another video.